We've switched to a bus again for our trip to Paris. Paris is an adventure in sight and sound from its first viewing. The Avenue des Champs-Élysées is one of the most famous boulevards in the world. The avenue is busy day and night. At the western end of the avenue stands the 165-foot-high Arc de Triomphe, commissioned in 1806 after Napoleon's victory at Austerlitz. The inside walls of the monument list 558 French generals, with those who died in battle underlined. In the arch, high overhead, are 30 shields engraved with the names of major revolutionary and Napoleonic victories. Beneath the arch is the tomb of the unknown soldier from the First World War. Since its inauguration at the 1889 Centennial Exhibition, more than 191 million people have climbed the Eiffel Tower. The beloved symbol of France attracts 6 million visitors annually. It took less than 2 years to build the tower, and it was designed to stand for 20 years. Gustave Eiffel's tower was once considered to be an eyesore. The lacy wrought ironwork is an amazing masterpiece of engineering. If you choose to walk to the top platform, it is 1,710 steps. Soaring skyward in a double-decker glass elevator is exciting, faster, and much more relaxing. The views from this 7,700-ton structure of gleaming brown metal are both expansive and unforgettable. The Seine River, 1,050 feet below, curves majestically through Paris. Luxembourg Gardens is an oasis of green on the fashionable left bank. Luxembourg is one of the oldest parks in Paris and is a popular rendezvous for students, residents of the nearby Latin Quarter, and tourists alike. Designed in the formal French style with precisely planted rows of trees, hedges, immaculate lawns, fountains, and ponds, it provides a spot to find a bench or a chair and relax the afternoon away. Reading has long been both a popular and fashionable way of relaxing, especially on a sunny weekend day. No one is in a hurry. This definitely is a day for slow-paced activities. Pony rides and merry-go-rounds are a favorite with the younger set. The Grand Palais de Luxembourg, overlooking the gardens and fountains, was built in 1627 for Marie de Médicis, widow of Henry IV. Since 1879, it has been the seat of the French Senate. On summer Sundays, a band performs in the park's open-air concert venue. If you listen closely, you can hear it in the background. The Pantheon is a massive dome landmark in the Latin Quarter. Originally commissioned in 1744 as a church dedicated to Saint Genevieve, it is modeled on the Pantheon in Rome. In 1791 it was converted to a secular mausoleum for the great men of the age of French liberty. In 1851, the physicist Léon Foucault demonstrated the rotation of the Earth through his experiment conducted in the Pantheon beneath the central dome. This original sphere and Foucault pendulum measures over 200 feet. Here in the Pantheon, the illustrious are in final rest, including Voltaire, Marie Curie, and Rousseau. In the courtyard, the French National Military Band performs a tribute. A highly regarded French paratroop regiment, bedecked with medals, proudly joins in celebrating this Bastille Day. Paris evokes a feeling of excitement and adventure. The city is small for a capital of such renown, and that helps in getting around. There is much to see and do, discoveries on every thoroughfare. Cafes provide welcome stops and are in all sections of the city. Direction signs are good, and because of the traffic, walking and taking trams or taxis when necessary make the best way to get around. The National Academy of Music houses the Paris Ballet. The building was designed to showcase the splendor of Napoleon's France. It represents the height of 19th century classical and Baroque architecture. It is said to be a monument to art, to luxury, and to pleasure. The Grand Palais is the largest glass dome structure in the world. Another great stop is the Natural History Museum, if you have time. The subway is quite easy to decipher and use, even if you don't speak French. Prompt, clean, and efficient, it is the way to go for longer trips in Paris. They do not spend a lot of time in station. From arrival to departure, this train was 1 minute and 7 seconds. The cemetery du Père-Lachaise must be one of the world's most fascinating, the final resting place of Paris' most prestigious names. There are books available that go into great detail as to the occupants. For the more casual tourist, a free map guides the visitor through a silent village of 70,000 occupants. luminaries from every walk of life, painters Pissarro and Ernst, poets and writers George Rodenbach, Marcel Proust, and Oscar Wilde, singers Marie Callas and Jim Morrison, composers Bizet and Frédéric Chopin, actress Sarah Bernhardt, and true to the romance of Paris, from the 12th century lovers Abélard and Héloïse to more modern ones, Simone Signoret and Yves Montand. The Seine gives Paris its form and heart. To the French, the Seine represents the lifeblood of Paris, flowing through its heart. It is also home to many who have chosen to live on cruise boats or houseboats. On July 4th, 1885, the American community living in Paris gave a bronze replica of the Statue of Liberty to the French people. She stands 35 feet high on an island in the Seine, downstream from the Eiffel Tower. The city's 37 bridges reflect the architectural history of Paris, representing every period and style. The most picturesque, and some say the most beautiful bridge in the world, is Pont Alexander II, with its ornate candelabra-style lamps, winged horses, lions, nymphs, and gardens. Notre Dame Cathedral was built between 1163 and 1345. With its impressive sculpture-covered facade, flying buttresses, and its soaring nave, it never fails to inspire. The gargoyles, also known as fabulous beasts, surround the gabled exterior. Both were built as and function as roof rain drains. At one point, Notre Dame was abandoned altogether. But thanks largely to Victor Hugo's Hunchback of Notre Dame, it was saved and, under Napoleon, was extensively renovated faithful to the original style of early Gothic. Notre Dame means Our Lady. The interior is 427 feet long, 158 feet wide, and 115 feet high. The soaring nave is bathed in the multicolor light filtering through the massive stained glass windows. The circular rose windows in the transcript are incredibly delicate. Windows depict scenes from the Old Testament, the 12 apostles, and Christ in the center, surrounded by saints. Visiting choirs perform during the spring, summer, and fall. Carved wooden panels are remarkable artistic works and portray secular events. The Latin Quarter has been the center of learning in Paris for more than 700 years, home to prestigious schools and universities. Its name derives from the academic tradition of studying and speaking in Latin. Today it is still a lively student district, a tangle of cobblestone medieval streets overflowing with cafes, inexpensive restaurants, bookstores, boutiques, clubs, and theaters. The Latin Quarter is a favorite tourist stop, and local specialties include crepes with a variety of flavorful additions. Artistic talents and taste vary greatly, and this young man fills a niche that attracts a younger crowd. In Les Invalides is one of the world's most comprehensive museums of military history, a church, and a beautiful garden area. All have had a history of change. The ornate former church is the most spectacular. In the church, built by King Louis XIV as part of a hospital for disabled soldiers, lies the body of Emperor Napoleon. Beneath the vast dome, his elaborate coffin is actually an encasement of 6 coffins, built from different materials, one inside the other. Within the large ornate tomb are numerous artworks, glorifying Napoleon as a true hero of France. 12 angelic statues of victory circle the dramatic scene and keep eternal vigil over France's little corporal. The Louvre Museum lies in the center of Paris. Originally a royal palace, the interior courtyard now contains the glass pyramid entrance. At 71 feet high, the 791 panes of glass accomplish the architect's goal to be transparent and reflect the sky. The Louvre is one of the largest and most famous museums in the world. The sights are spectacular, some internationally famous. The Winged Victory and Venus de Milo are 2 of the 3 best known. The third, which we will see later, is the Mona Lisa. Original paintings in the rooms and pavilions are all of international renown, and some priceless. The Egyptian section is world-renowned and worth an hour of your time to explore. This is one of the world's premier collections. It cannot rival its big brother in size, but in beauty, the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel holds its own. Night is a fun time in Paris, and unquestionably, Montmartre is the best-known area to experience it. The streets wind through the quaint squares and along alleys. Often referred to by Parisians as the Hill, the village area is the Paris of poets and writers, of Renoir and Toulouse-Lautrec, cabarets and dance halls. Along its cobblestone streets and amid whitewashed cottages, street artists show their work, and visitors enjoy music from nearby cafes. On special days, the Eiffel Tower gets special treatment, and on this Bastille Day, it is fancy lighting and a grand fireworks display. You'll see all of this and more on an AmaWaterways river cruise.